Hey guys, welcome back to the Civil Canadians. I am King Kansas, and this is
Scotty V.
And we're here this week, guys, to bring you another amazing show. We're happy that you guys watched us so many times over last week. We really appreciate your support, guys. Keep it up. We love being in front of the camera and bringing you guys our form of entertainment.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, so, Scotty, take it away, buddy. I know you're excited for this episode, so
very excited.
Go right ahead, buddy.
All right. So if you guys have been looking at our Facebook page, you would know what we're going to talk about. Today we're going to talk about the Marvel Cinematic Universe, all 13 movies, and the future movies ahead. So let's get started.
Okay.
So we're going to talk about the movie that started it all off. Iron Man came out 2008. Starring Robert Downey Jr. and director, I think, was Jon Favreau.
Yes.
So, what did you think about Iron Man?
Iron Man, Scotty, I believe was a good introduction to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. You know, we had Blade and stuff previously, but this was an excellent job. Perfect casting, Robert Downey Jr.
Yep.
Favreau, can't go wrong with that man. He came out with the Jungle Book this year, and he's going to do the Lion King as well. But anyways, amazing job. Very good origin story for the Marvel U.
Exactly.
Definitely, I like that one.
Yeah, I was in my early teens, so I couldn't really break it down.
I wasn't, Scotty. I was probably a teenage. No, sorry, in my 30s even.
Oh,
Better delete that one. Edit it, Scotty. Don't put that in.
Yeah, but yeah, the story was really good. I really liked how Iron Man was a rich, spoiled little brat. And he went to, I think, Iraq or
Kuwait or something like that, selling missiles or something like that.
And then he found out that his weapons were being sold to terrorists. And he kind of had to shut it down. So he was locked in a cave and he was threatened and, the whole story.
Exactly.
And then he built an Iron Man suit, the Mark I, in the cave. How do you do that? Physically, I don't think that's possible.
Amazing. And I don't know, even with the whole heart thing with the battery cables to keep them going, that was just not only shocking, but very different. We haven't seen that in comic book movies, I don't think, ever, in any shape, form, or whatnot.
And his best friend in the cave was Jensen.
Yes, the old
I was kind of, when I rewatched that whole scene, I was kind of sad because he was such a good character.
It was. You brought a little tear to your eye.
Yeah, I was
it did.
Damn it, I hate you guys.
You killed such a good supporting character. If he would have stuck around a little bit longer than he did, I think it would have been good.
And then later on, he built the Mark II, Mark III. Then he had to battle Obadiah Stane, his CEO in the time.
And his mentor, right? Because he kind of stepped in where his father kind of passed away.
Exactly. And then they had a big battle in the streets of LA, I believe it was.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
And then at the end, Tony Stark had a press conference. And this was the biggest twist, because I did not expect them to be like Robert Downey Jr., Iron Man, going, I'm Iron Man.
Yes, yeah.
I was like, whoa, I guess they're not having secret identities in this universe.
No, he always thought that he would keep his mouth shut as he was instructed by Agent Coulson, that's on S.H.I.E.L.D. He told him to kind of keep it, but no. Tony Stark being Tony Stark.
Yeah, he has a big
He doesn't care. He just blurted it right out.
All right.
Okay, Scotty.
So the next movie is The Incredible Hulk, which also came out the same year as...
2008, right, Scotty?
2008, same year as the first Iron Man. Any thoughts on that with The Incredible Hulk? It was...
well written, a little on the dark side, Scotty. I loved Edward Norton Jr. as the Hulk and Bruce Banner. But who they found right now... Ruffalo,
yes.
Much better job, more suited to, I guess, the rest of the cast of the Avengers and whatnot. So kind of fits a little bit more. Norton was kind of more like a shy person. That's what I kind of got out of the movie there.
The story of The Incredible Hulk was good. I really liked it.
It was. Nick Nolte in that too, right?
Yes.
Played his father or something? Strange father or somebody with the mutation of those dogs and whatnot? Yeah.
But that was the first Hulk, the Ang Lee one.
Oh, that's right.
That had nothing to do with this scene. Yeah, that's a different thing.
Delete that one, Scotty.
Yeah, delete.
Sorry.
I kind of liked Edward Norton. When I rewatched it the other day, I just didn't like it because Mark Ruffalo did such an amazing job.
That's the thing; it overshadowed his performance that time. You know, it just—I don't know. One of the, I guess, from all the Marvel movies, it didn't quite fit with what they were trying to go or what direction they were headed with, especially with the Hulk.
Exactly. And Edward Norton, he was signed to do multiple picture deals with Marvel, but when they were doing the Avengers, he wanted to focus on Bruce Banner, not the Hulk.
That's right, and that's
So
definitely no.
Kevin Feige, which is like the best producer out
God
there.
for Marvel in terms.
Exactly. They kind of let him go and recasted Ruffalo.
Yeah.
That was their first choice, but they decided, okay, let's take a shot with Norton.
Exactly.
I don't blame them. I would have done that too. So yeah, Hulk, it was okay.
It's a pass.
It's a pass. I liked the Abomination, which was pretty good.
Yeah, and I think there were rumblings that maybe for what is it, Infinity War, that he'll kind of creep back a little bit because they brought General Ross,
Thunderbolt Ross, in the Civil War.
Yes, so I hope so because he was a cool, neat, somebody for the Hulk to kind of have as a formative foe, I guess, to beat up on and
Yeah. All right, so now the next movie in that first phase is Iron Man 2.
Yes.
Which is the second installment in the Iron Man franchise. So that came out 2010, also Robert Downey Jr. and Jon Favreau. So this movie, basically, Tony Stark has been Iron Man for a while.
Yes.
He's getting sick. He has a disease, and he has to create a new element.
Something with his heart, right? With this spreading through his body.
Yeah.
He's getting poisoned. Metal poison. The filings that were in his heart.
Yeah. So with all Iron Man, the Iron Man has daddy issues. I think every superhero has daddy issues.
Exactly.
So he went back to his files and he found things from his father, and he was able to create a new element to
save his life.
To save his life, basically. And the villain was kind of weak. Whiplash. The
Good
Russian
actor. What's his name, man?
I don't know.
I can't remember his name, but yeah, he just reminded me of a cheap version of, I guess, Doc Ock with long arm tentacle things. Wicked. I think it was Whiplash. That was his character.
Yes, Whiplash. Yes. I like Jason Hammer or something Hammer.
Justin Hammer.
Hammer. That's his name.
He was the antagonist in that one that Tony Stark met years ago and kind of brushed off to the side, and then he started to do his own thing in technology and all that other fun stuff.
Yeah, and then the final battle, it was all the robots that the Whiplash made, and it was him and James Rhodes. First time putting on the War Machine
outfit,
which was pretty sick.
That was crazy.
The final battle was pretty good. So it was like sort of a foreshadowing of Age of Ultron.
It was just a past story to kind of show what was going on there. It was definitely neat to see all those Iron Men.
And then they introduced the Stark Expo as well.
Yes.
And that was pretty good. And there was a scene, there was a lot of speculation that there was a kid with an Iron Man mask. And
that might have been him as a kid, maybe, or who was that?
There was rumors saying that could have been Peter Parker.
You know what? That would make sense because that would help tie in this whole him recruiting Spider-Man down the line. That maybe that caught his eye at that time.
Yeah,
good call, Scotty. I never thought of that.
Marvel never confirmed that, and they never will, because at the time the rights were Sony, and they were doing the Amazing Spider-Man franchise, or they canceled Spider-Man 4 with Tobey Maguire and working on the Amazing franchise. Yeah. So Marvel does not confirm any of that or deny that either.
Exactly.
So other than that, Iron Man 2 was one of the least favorites in the MCU.
I think I agree with you there. It's forgettable. Unless you watched it recently to kind of remember what happened in that one. It's kind of like you can toss that aside and it won't affect really the forwarding of the universe there.
Yeah. I wasn't a fan of that, but what are you gonna do? A lot of people do like it. A lot of people don't like it.
That's right.
All right. So the next movie in Phase 1 was Thor, which came out in 2011, starring Chris Hemsworth.
Yep.
Let me tell you, I was pretty surprised with Thor. I didn't go see it in the theater because I was in high school and I didn't have time.
You know what? I think I did, Scotty, but it was one of those. I'm not gonna go and rush out to go see it because I never really liked Thor growing up. But again, you grow to love the character as soon as you've seen it on the screen and whatnot, and Natalie Portman helped too, supporting cast and whatnot. That kind of, and I think it was Kat Denning. She's on Two Broke Girls.
Yes.
That's the
as Darcy.
Yeah, exactly.
As Darcy.
So that kind of adds a little comedic factor part of that movie.
So I'm gonna give you just a quick rundown of Thor.
Definitely.
Thor is the son of Odin, the god of thunder. He's next in line to king. His brother Loki, which everybody loves Loki. Tom Hiddleston portrays Loki.
Yep. Great actor.
Thor starts a war with the Frost Giants.
Yes.
Because he's an arrogant young fool, like his father says.
Knows it all. How young guys are, Scotty.
Yeah.
Old and wise. Okay, old and wise.
Yeah. So Odin throws him to earth. Also with his hammer. They land in New Mexico.
Yes.
Where Natalie Portman's character is, and Eric something.
Yeah, the older gentleman who is kind of like her mentor that is involved with all this extraterrestrial scientific stuff.
And then later on in the movie, they're fighting in New Mexico. Thor learns that he is worthy of the hammer.
Yes.
And he gets his powers back, and then he fights to destroy it because Loki's taking over.
He's set on revenge. He wants the throne for himself because what Scotty didn't say was that he found out that he was kind of like adopted.
Yes, he was adopted. Yeah,
he was
I
part
forgot
of the
about
Frost
that.
Giants, and this is the whole love-hate relationship between him and Thor.
Yeah.
And of course, Thor finding that out. Loki finding that out, wants the throne for himself, is mad at his father, doesn't feel like he's loved by it.
Yes.
The usual sibling rivalry with a little bit of a twist, right? Marvel U style.
Yeah, and then Thor and Loki battle it out a little bit, and then Loki disappears.
Yes.
We don't know where he goes.
Exactly.
There's rumors saying that he went to go meet Thanos and the other. That's where he gets his spear.
He fell off that whole at the end of the movie, cliffhanger thing.
Yeah, and that's that.
That's Thor.
And then before I move on to the next movie, there in Odin's vault. If you look carefully, it's like for a split second.
Yeah.
There's an infinity glove with all the gems in it. I was like,
hint, hint, eh, guys?
Hint, wink, wink. You know.
Teasing us.
I hate when they do that because at the time I didn't know anything.
Yeah, if you're not a fan, you're not going to know what that glove meant. And then the spots that they had where the stones go.
Exactly. So the next movie is Captain America: The First Avenger, which I think it's like the best trilogy ever.
Yes,
next to the Dark Knight. Dark Knight Rises was okay, but you know we'll
let you down near the end.
Yeah,
that's not whatever. But for the first two movies, great.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in another episode.
Exactly.
But yeah, Captain America, one of the best trilogies of all time.
I loved it, man, Scotty.
The First Avenger, I love the First Avenger. I went to go see it in the theater with two of my friends, and we loved every moment of it. Just knowing that he's a nerdy kid, not a nerdy kid, but he's a weakling, small guy. Think he wants to do better. He wants to be bigger. And help out his country in the war, and then he does the super soldier serum.
Yes.
Which like beefs him up like really big, which was like total perfect. Like Chris Evans, I loved you in Captain America. You are Captain America because you as Human Torch in Fantastic Four.
Hey, you know what, Scotty? I was just gonna tell him that too. That I loved him as that practical Joker in the Human. I think that was the highlight for those two Fantastic Four movies was him. Yes. And then when I heard he got casted for Captain America, I'm like, no, man, he's Human Torch. How could you cast this guy as Captain? But like Scotty said, just his character and his demeanor. Like you said, you know how Robert Downey Jr. was born to play Iron Man, Tony Stark? This guy, definitely. Yep. Chris Evans is Captain America.
Yeah, Chris Evans was the guy. And so he gets a super soldier serum.
Yep. Thanks to his father, Tony Stark's father.
Tony Stark's Howard Stark. Yeah. And he went to fight in World War II. First, he was a showboy. First, he was doing all those shows that Captain America,
propaganda, war, little things
stupid.
there. And you know who else was in that thing we didn't mention too quick, Scotty? Agent Carter was there too. We didn't see her. She's the one who helped kind of recruit him and help him along a little bit.
Yeah,
and
Captain America's love interest.
Yeah. And you'll find that out up to Civil War too. It was like, if you haven't seen Civil War, you'll know what we mean. We don't want to spoil everything for you because Civil War just came out.
On Blu-ray. So
we don't want to watch it first, and then you can see how this movie, right up to Civil War, how it all fits together.
Yep. And then he meets the Red Skull for the first time, which is like the main villain.
Guy, I tell you, freaky.
He was freaky, but you know what? Hugo Weaving did a great job.
Amazing.
I loved the Red Skull. I'm not for Nazi characters.
Yes.
But he was really good. He also voiced Megatron in the first two Transformers.
He did?
Three.
Scotty, you know what other movie I believe he was in? He was in The Matrix. He was the bad guy.
Yes, he was. Yeah.
Very good actor. Like, you didn't think he would be able to pull it off, but even behind that red makeup and stuff, you kind of seen him seep right through the character itself, you know?
Yeah, and then the final battle was Red Skull and Captain America. They had the Tesseract, which is one of the Infinity Stones.
It's that little blue,
square
little cube-like thing that Captain America was chasing.
They were fighting and they were talking back and forth. You guys want to know, just watch it.
Exactly.
And then the Red Skull takes the cube, takes the Tesseract.
Yes, he does.
And you see him dissolving, like you see...
Like he gets sucked into it? Was that's how it is?
He got teleported.
Okay, so he's probably in another dimension ready to be brought back.
Yeah, he's probably with Thanos locked up somewhere. For sure. Other than that, then Captain America is in a plane, he sinks the plane, and then he's a capsicle, like Tony Stark says. You're too busy being a capsicle.
Frozen for what, 50 years?
70 years.
70 years.
70 years. And then they find him, and then they bring him back to life. Captain America's all confused because he don't know what the heck is going
trying
on.
To integrate him slowly into our time and not really pull the wool over his eyes, I guess. Is that what it is?
Yeah. Other than that, that's it for Captain America.
That's right.
Then the next movie, which was the biggest movie of all time, The Avengers.
Yeah, that was a big movie. And Scott, I'll tell you right now, that was one movie, believe it or not, I didn't rush out to go see in the theater. Just because, again, you can shoot me, guys, whatever you like to do. You can say I told you so. I was just like not interested with all the superheroes together. Oh, it's going to fall flat. I was wrong.
The Avengers was like one of the best movies I've seen in a long time. Compared to Spider-Man 2.
You know what, I must say yes. I agree with you.
It was the best. Everybody coming together for the first time was like... It was
crazy.
It was a magical moment. Because you never thought in a million years that all these superheroes would come together. Now, the only character that was missing was Spider-Man. But, one can argue that because the rights were with Sony still.
It's okay, Scotty. We got the Black Widow. In the second... Iron Man, I believe. That's where she showed up.
She showed up in the second Iron Man,
She kicked butt.
So basically the main plot of the Avengers was them joining up. Phil Coulson unfortunately dies in Loki's hands.
Yes, he does.
And then Loki brings the Chitauri, which is the New York attack. A lot of people call it the invasion, the attack, the incident.
We'll just call them Thanos boys.
Thanos boys, yeah.
His little minions or his race, whatever they happen to be, right? Through that little portal that he had opened up with the Tesseract, was it?
Yep. Then they defeat the Chitauri. Iron Man brings a nuke to their base or whatever they were holding up.
Their home
ship or whatever. They blows it up. Everybody dies, and then New York is saved. And Loki and Thor go back to Asgard, Loki can face Asgardian justice.
Exactly.
And then everybody goes their separate ways.
That's right.
And then at the end, there was a teaser trailer. They introduced Thanos, which everybody went bonkers for because Thanos is the main Marvel Cinematic Universe
villain. James Brolin, right? Plays Thanos.
At the time, they didn't have him yet.
It was just computer graphics.
They had a stuntman dressed up as a...
Oh, really?
It was a stuntman that they dressed up as Thanos.
Behind-the-scenes stuff on the DVD that I probably should have paid attention and actually watched. So.
I don't know if it was on the DVD.
Maybe you might have seen it.
Maybe I've seen it on the internet.
Scotty is wise beyond his years, guys. He knows. Trust me.
Yeah. I know my stuff. All right, so the next one is Iron Man 3.
That's right.
That started Phase 2.
That's right.
So this is like the
Fallout, right?
The Fallout post-Avengers universe attack New York and all that kind of stuff. Iron Man has post-traumatic stress because of the...
Tony's trying to deal with what he
dealt with, and basically no one was around. Where the heck were the Avengers?
Yeah, having a close call, right? Because we thought he kind of bite the big one, and for him to kind of... what just happened kind of thing. It kind of spooked him a little bit, guys.
Yeah. So then he was having post-traumatic stress, and then he bumps into an old enemy, R.J. Killian.
Yes.
Killian or something like that.
Another scientist.
Because he met him in Switzerland.
Yes, during one of his conventions, was it?
I think so. Or actually a New Year's party.
Yes, that's right. You're right, yeah.
It was a New Year's party.
Streamers and the balloons and that other girl that he met as well.
Yeah, and Tony's like, we'll talk in the roof. And Killian went to the roof and kind of was abandoned there.
I gotcha.
So kind of dick move, Tony.
He got his feelings hurt.
Yeah.
Normal stuff for people, Scotty, you know.
Yeah.
Sorry, you're not cool. You're not going to play with the rest of the fun people, right? Unfortunately. Sorry, guys.
Yeah. And then Killian made the extremist virus, which is a big part in the comics, but they didn't go really into depth on that.
Just touched on it.
Just touched a little bit. Pepper Potts gets a little bit of the extremist virus.
Exactly.
And they introduced the Mandarin. The Mandarin, I thought he was good. Yes, he was just
It was a really bad twist, wasn't it, Scott?
It was a very bad twist.
Who they got, Ben Kingsley, to play him, you thought that, you know what?
Mm-hmm.
But they got you a little bit, and then when we found the truth a little bit, like you were saying.
Yeah, but hey, the reveal was kind of shocking but funny at the same time. Because he was watching soccer, and and there was two girls in the bed.
Yeah, so it's like, come on, this guy's the Mandarin? No, that's not the Mandarin we remember from the comics.
Exactly. But yeah, that's pretty much about Iron Man 3. So let's move on to the next one. So, the next one in Phase 2 is Thor the Dark World.
Yes.
I wasn't a fan of Thor the Dark World Basically, what happened was a long time ago in Asgard history, there was the Dark Elves, and they had to control the Ether, which is another Infinity Stone. Malekith is the main villain. Superpowered and all that, and Odin defeated, or Odin's father.
Yes.
It wasn't Odin's father. Defeated them, and then they went to sleep, and then they kind of abandoned their people, the Dark Elves. Then they were sleeping ever since.
And then darkness kind of crept in on that planet.
Yep.
It was just like a wasteland.
And Jane Foster went to London because there were some readings they were getting from when they were in Mexico. And they went to London. They were doing their whole scientific research and all that kind of stuff. And then Jane Foster kind of goes into this room.
Yeah, and then she disappeared.
She's gone for like 5 hours.
She pulled a Houdini on us, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much gone. It's like, where did she go?
Yeah, and then the ether goes into her body and then
possesses her a little.
Possesses her.
Right? Didn't like a possession or something?
Yeah.
They do some ritual later on up in Asgard or something.
Yeah.
Because they.
Or no, not a ritual. They were trying to research why. It was
why
in her.
she turned the way she did and what she was acting all funny.
So then. They went to Asgard, and the father wasn't too happy because Earthlings are not supposed to be there, and the whole shiggy bang thing.
Exactly.
After Malekith found out that she has it, they break into Asgard. They steal it from her, I believe.
Yes.
And then Thor has to team up with Loki, out of all people.
His brother, they had him entrapped in a prison or something.
Yeah.
He had the trial and everything, and they kind of locked him up. While all the craziness was going around them.
And they team up. Loki supposedly dies.
Yeah.
But you know how Loki is.
Tricked. He's the trickster, right?
Yeah, he's the god.
There.
Yeah, the god of mischief.
Exactly. Mischief, yeah.
And so then he's presumed dead. Thor saves the day, of course, because they go back and forth from dimensions.
He's the one who has the hammer.
Yeah, he goes back and forth from Earth to that green planet where they were. I don't know the name of that planet.
Yeah, I can't remember what you're talking about.
So they were bouncing back and forth, and Malekith was defeated. They got the ether, and Thor goes back to Asgard, and he talks to Odin. He's like, Loki did a brave thing. He sacrificed himself.
Exactly.
The whole thing defending his brother.
Kind of like to ask for forgiveness, I guess, in his father's eyes, right? And
yeah.
Not knowing at the time, Anthony Hopkins, which is Thor, who plays Thor's father, we thought was the man in charge, but apparently near the end, spoiler alert, guys, it's actually Loki posing as
Odin.
Exactly.
Yeah. Then that's the end of that one. The post-credit scene for that one was Lady Sif and the other dude bringing the ether to the Collector.
Exactly. So
and that's when
keep it safe.
That's where we get introduced to the Collector.
Benicio del Toro?
Yes.
Was that the actor who played the Collector?
The Collector, yeah. So that's it for Thor: The Dark World. That came out in 2013, same year as Iron Man 3.
So we agree that Thor 1 pretty good.
Thor 1 was good. Thor 2, it was okay.
Iffy.
Thor 2 fell in the lines of Iron Man 2 and Incredible Hulk. It passed.
It gets past like the Incredible Hulk.
It passed.
Yeah. You can't always, knock them all out of the ballpark, eh, Scotty?
Exactly. So the next movie line that came out in 2014, which is can be argued as one of the best MCU movies next to the Avengers.
Okay.
Captain America: The Winter Soldier.
That was a crazy. I don't think, Scotty, I seen a fight scene at that time ever in the comics or even in any movie. Just some of the scenes in that Cap and even the Winter Soldier doing the craziness that he did, the gunfight. Unreal. And we got introduced to, was it Falcon in that one?
Falcon, yes. Falcon was introduced to that one.
That was cool. I liked how they met at the beginning of the movie. He was doing laps around them.
On your left?
Yeah. And then
on your left?
Oh, and I think Scarlet Joe, what do you call it? Scarlet Witch shows up and in the car later at the beginning.
Black Widow
calls him a fossil.
Black Widow picks him up.
Oh, sorry. Black Widow. And sorry, correction, guys. Again, old, small brain.
Yeah.
Calls him a fossil, right? When she picks him up in that car and they kind of speed off, and that's where the story, I guess, starts.
Yep. So basically, Captain America works for S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yep.
Nick Fury sends him off to a mission.
Exactly.
And when they go off to this mission, Black Widow has her own thing to do, and Cap has his own thing.
A side job. She's not aware of. Yep.
And when Cap found out, he was pretty pissed. He goes to Nick Fury.
Yeah, he was. I haven't seen him pissed off.
Yeah, he's like, what the heck is going on? Why was she doing her own thing? Nick Fury explained it. I can't really say it because it's a big word.
It's So yeah, he didn't talk, but he actually showed them later, right?
Yeah, he showed them the 3 helicarriers, the new ones upgraded, and they were talking about Project Insight.
That's crazy.
Basically, gonna eliminate threats before they happen. And Cap is like
using those 3 ships, right?
Yeah.
To target people, individuals, and
exactly, and
pretty much zap them.
Exactly, and Cap is like, this is not freedom, this is fear. Holding a gun to everybody on Earth, calling it freedom.
It's kind of like oppression in a sense. That's what it felt like. I agree with them.
Yeah, and then later on, they find out the whole time Hydra was
infiltrating S.H.I.E.L.D. in some shape, form, because they went after Fury and Captain America at one point. Yeah, the Winter Soldier
went after him. They found out Nick Fury is presumed dead, and that's what they want to think. He's dead because he's not the director
he's dead.
of S.H.I.E.L.D.
He's out of sight, out of mind. Right?
Exactly. So they think he's dead. Nick Fury is actually not dead. He's underground.
Yep.
Cap later finds out after his whole fight with the Winter Soldier in the highway. That was a crazy scene that we were talking about.
Oh man, buses flying around, cars getting flipped. Oh, it was just unbelievable.
For a Captain America movie, it was pretty good. Let me tell you.
And that was the Russo's first movie in the MCU, guys. Yeah. And they kicked it off with a bang.
Oh yeah, for sure. And then later on, Cap finds out that the Winter Soldier's Bucky, and he goes all 16-year-old girl, kind of like, oh
flashbacks,
no,
guys.
Flashbacks.
Think when I got picked on when I was a kid, and my parents died because Cap's parents died, and I think Bucky kind of took him under his shoulder that time and kind of stood up for him. And
exactly, yeah.
Trust me, there's a reason why we think that the whole Captain America trilogy is one of the best trilogies out there, guys.
Yeah. So then he kind of tries to get his memory back, but Winter's just like, you're my mission, beats the living crap out of him. And then he's in a hospital, like Captain America, he's always in a hospital.
Check it out on people because, he's like basically indestructible in a sense.
And then they do their own thing. They're going to go hunt down the Winter Soldier. So that's basically the Winter Soldier. The next movie is Guardians of the Galaxy that came out the same year.
Yeah.
And this was like Marvel's biggest risk.
It was, because I'll tell you, a big comic book fan, and even as a kid, I don't honestly remember Guardians of the Galaxy, Scott. I really don't, and there's probably a good reason for it, because they're not the most attractive, like characters like Spider-Man and whatnot. They'll grab your attention. They were just kind of like characters on the side that you wouldn't even really care about, but I guess because of the way they wrote the storyline and whatnot, it kind of got you. Because I'll tell you right now, I'm going to tell you guys I'm going to take heat for it. I really didn't like Guardians of the Galaxy the first time I seen it, to tell you the truth, because Chris Pratt, love the guy, amazing actor, he did a good job in this one. Trust me, I've kind of turned my way of thinking about things, especially with Guardians, and watched it 2-3 times. It grows on you guys, trust me. So yeah, I'll give that a pass, but Scott will tell you more about Guardians.
So Peter Quill was just a guy on Earth. His mother passed away. He got abducted by Yondu. So then he's a criminal. He steals the orb that has one of the gems in it.
Yes.
I don't remember what the orb was.
Is it time gem?
I don't think so.
That's the Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange is going to be time. I don't remember the order.
Yeah, too many gems to count. Guys. I know there's like 5 or 6 of them.
So basically, he ends up in jail with a whole bunch of others. They team up. They become the Guardians of the Galaxy. They beat Ronin. Thanos makes a legit appearance.
Hold on, Scotty. They meet up in a jail cell. That's where most of the teams, Rocket Raccoon,
Drax, Groot.
That's where they all kind of get together, guys, and that's where they slowly they try and figure a way to break out of jail. So they kind of slowly bond as a team from there, and then, like Scotty said, they form the Guardians.
They form the Guardians, and then Ronin talks to Thanos, and they talk, and then Thanos. See their
relationship, yeah.
Thanos is like, you better get it to me, or you're done.
Pretty much.
And Ronin's like, oh no, you're done if I get my hands on one of the Infinity Stones.
Backstabbing, guys, backstabbing.
Yep, and then. They fight in the final battle, and the Nova Corps, which is supposed to be the place where Nova.
All the Novas,
where they're talking about Nova, introducing Nova, but they never did. No. They help out the Guardians because they think First, they thought Guardians was a joke, but then they realized they were right and they were trying to help the universe. They helped out, and then that's basically it. And then they
stop Ronin at the end. They find out that Peter Quill, Star-Lord, has some sort of power because he's a mixture of something, some sort of super being and human, right?
Yeah, so he's a mixture of both.
Exactly.
His father is somewhere, we don't know where his father is.
Guardians 2, guys. I think that's where they're going to
Volume 2, yeah. Other than that, that's pretty much Guardians. I really
You
don't.
summed it up well.
Yeah, I really don't.
Oh,
like,
yeah, and Groot supposedly dies saving them. Sorry,
Yeah.
spoilers again. And then there's a little baby Groot. That's
Groot
that's
dancing.
the biggest thing you should remember from Guardians is a baby Groot.
Yeah, Baby Groot, and then everybody loves Baby Groot.
Exactly. It's funny. Funny as hell.
So the next movie in Phase 2
Yeah.
is Avengers Age of Ultron, the second installment in the Avengers franchise. The main villain is obviously Ultron, and the
Exactly.
team is joining up again to save the Earth.
That's right.
So the movie basically starts off in Sokovia, where they have to retrieve Loki's scepter from Strucker.
Yes. Baron Strucker, yes.
Baron Strucker. So, and they also introduce Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch,
Exactly.
which
Twins.
the twins, and they're technically mutants, but somehow Marvel found the loophole.
Yeah, you can't use their names, and everybody knows. If you guys are comic book fans, you know whose kids those are. They are.
Magnetos.
There you go. Eric Lencher, guys.
Yep. So they can't use mutants, so they used miracles instead.
Yeah, they twist the word.
But then the rights are gonna trickle
Yeah,
back.
Fox will
eventually.
make a deal and kind of.
Yeah, they were talking about the multiverse a couple of days ago.
Oh wow.
With Doctor Strange opening the multiverse, so they can have.
So maybe it'll be a glimpse into that, and they can kind of use some.
So
of
the Marvel Cinematic
terminology.
Universe, the Marvel Cinematic Universe is the 616 in the comics, which is the main universe.
Yes.
And then I think there's a 617, which is like the Ultimate Universe.
There's like seven, just like DC did with
Yeah.
52 this. And,
They can bring that together.
Why are they're trying to confuse me, man?
Yeah.
I'm telling you, just keep it simple. What was our motto? Keep it simple,
Keep it
right?
simple,
Because
yeah.
people like us, like just to follow one Spider-Man or one this, and there's like different versions. Oh my God, just even with the Flash, that's another headache and a half.
Headache,
anyways.
yeah. Let's not talk about the Flash.
No, that's DC. Sorry, guys.
Okay, so they retrieve the scepter. Tony Stark wants to make the Ultron program.
That's right.
So basically, they don't have to go fight, and Ultron can do all the.
Yeah, he basically wants to make soldiers that fight on their own, but controlled by, I guess, humans. His technology. What
with
was it?
Jarvis, the AI.
That's right. His yeah.
So they tried to make Ultron, and it didn't work. They failed, and Tony's like, "Okay, Jarvis, do what you got to do. We're gonna go have a good time."
Exactly.
Party is going on. Stanley makes a cameo. Party is basically done. They try to lift up the hammer. Captain America is the only one that actually moved it a little
He
bit.
budged it, yeah.
Thor was kind of
What?
crapping his pants. He's like, "Oh no, don't tell me he's gonna take my hammer."
Exactly.
So then Ultron is introduced as like a broken
Comes to life.
Iron Legion
Crazy
thing.
stuff,
Yeah, they fight out, and then Thor destroys them, and then he escapes through the internet. Later on, there's more to the story, which is
I
not
don't want to
important.
break your thing because also Vision is created out of it. Jarvis becomes it. Vision.
Yep.
Somehow we don't want to ruin everything because guys, trust me, you got to go back and see that.
Yes. So
interesting.
basically, the highlights of the movie was the Hulkbuster fight, which is incredible.
That was sick, guys. I had the comic books of that, and just to see that in front of you on the screen, you see the Hulk just beat the crap out of Iron Man.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
And Vision was another highlight, and the final battle with all the robots. And they were fighting, and Thor is like, "Is that the best you can do?" And Ultron is just there laughing. He's like, "Ha ha."
Yeah.
And then
that was
Cap,
funny.
and then Cap is like, "You had to ask."
Yep.
And then they battle out. They save the day. Vision destroys Ultron.
That's right.
But I think he's still around. Because
Something's going on. It's too good to be true, Scott, for him just to kind of, disappear.
Exactly. And then that was pretty much it for the Avengers. So the next movie in line, which came out the same year, was AntMan.
Yes.
With Paul Rudd as Scott Lang. Not Hank Pym, Scott Lang.
Exactly. So it's like the second Ant-Man in line.
Yes.
Basically.
And let me tell you, I was really in the middle when I first saw it. I didn't know if I wanted to like it or if I loved it.
Okay.
But when I watched it 3 or 4 times, I started to like it.
See, I seen it the first time, Scotty. One time only. Because I bought the thing. That's where I actually didn't see it in the theater. Again, it has to grow on you. Because the actors that they have in the movie, like Michael Douglas, who plays Henry Pym.
Hank Pym.
Hank Pym.
Yeah.
Then you have Evangeline Lilly, who plays his daughter, who, spoiler alert, looks like she's going to be the new Wasp.
Yeah, there's another movie called Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Yeah, so that's coming out later, right? But I'm telling you, like, for being what he wanted to be, like a heist movie, like to rob something and then to add a little comedy with Paul Rudd, good job.
Yep, it was really
Good
well
job.
done.
Good job.
So basically, the main plot was a heist movie. They had to steal something or take down from Aaron Cross, who's trying to
Yes.
duplicate the AntMan serum.
Villain in the movie.
The PIM particles that they were trying to
Manipulate or manufacture again.
manufacture. It didn't work. They battled it out, and then Ant-Man goes into a quantum realm, which is basically like some other dimension within
crazy.
reality. Basically, Doctor Strange is basically going to
You
explain
thought
that
Doctor
more.
Strange was whatever? Wait, this one will just, you're kind of shaking your head like,
You'd be
what's
like,
going
what the
on?
hell?
Exactly.
Anyways, so that's basically Ant-Man. He comes out of it and saves the day. And the one joke he made, which I found pretty funny, is like, "Hey, I fought an Avenger and I didn't die."
Yes, you did.
I was like, "Yes,
Yeah,
he did."
yeah.
And Falcon's like, "Don't tell Cap."
And to kind of tie everything with all what Scotty was saying, Ant-Man, or Paul Rudd's character, he got kind of like, he got into trouble, got out because he was, robbing banks and whatnot or whatever. But he did it for his kid because I think his kid had health problems or something. Was it?
No. The kid, he just wanted to provide for his daughter.
Yeah, because he was like basically a bum, right? Because
Yeah.
he wanted to do something proper and whatnot. You're right.
Exactly.
I'm thinking of another movie there. I'm thinking of what do you call it? Spider-Man.
Yes, the Sandman. Yeah.
He got out and she was dying. There, see?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so that's it for Phase 2. And now we're going to go to Phase 3. We're going to talk a little bit about Captain America Civil War. And then I'm just going to name the list of the movies upcoming because we can't really talk about it because there's not much to talk about.
Exactly. They're upcoming, guys. We're still waiting.
So now the next movie, like I said, was Captain America Civil War, which is the best movie ever. I loved Civil War.
I would agree with you there, Scotty. Like, honest to God, I don't think I have stopped talking about a movie more than that one.
Yeah.
It was just full circle movie. That's what I'm going to say.
Yeah.
Full circle of a kind of movie.
I'm basically going to do the highlights of the movie.
Yep.
The first fight in Africa, I believe it was. The first fight. The airport battle scene where Spider-Man made his debut.
That was like a comic.
Not Peter Parker. Peter Parker was in his apartment.
That was
like
funny, though.
Spider-Man. Spider-Man was like the best. I loved every moment of Spider-Man.
They did a good job.
Yep. And then the final battle with Iron Man, Iron Man, and Captain America and Winter Soldier.
Yeah, Bucky.
That brought a lot of emotion because it was building up.
It was unreal. Like the stuff that you find out in that movie and how they tie it all, almost like the whole Captain America
The whole trilogy,
together,
yep.
right?
And the friendship that it was beautiful, and even in the first
Meaningful,
Avenger.
beautiful, and it had meaning. There was a meaning behind it, guys. It wasn't just these guys fight or whatever. No, there was a reason why Cap chose to do or react the way he did.
Yeah.
Like it brought meaning to the whole story. They made it real.
Yep, the whole thing was when Captain America was helping his friend Bucky because he lost his metal arm. He's like, he's my friend, and Tony's like, so was I. I'm like, oh no. Yeah. And then Captain America obviously fought with Iron Man, and then he gave up Captain America. He's like, I'm not doing this because Tony Stark is like, you didn't make that shield. That's my father's.
You don't deserve it.
You don't deserve it. He's like, fine, drop it. But at the end, he sent them a phone with a letter saying, we're here. Now there's two Avengers. There's the main Avengers with Tony Stark, and there's the secret Avengers. Now, the main Avengers, who do they have? Iron Man. That's pretty much it.
I don't know about Black Widow because now she's on the fence because she kind of
helped Cap in the airport.
Spoiler alert.
Other than that, I think that's it. I think there's more.
Vision,
maybe Spider-Man.
Black Panther, but even Black Panther, if you've seen at the end of
the post-credit, Black Panther's with Captain America now.
Trust me, it all worked out where it should.
Exactly. So that's basically the rundown on Captain America. So now I'm just gonna list the other movies that are coming out.
The next one coming out. We're waiting for.
We're waiting for Doctor Strange comes out next month during the time of this video. It's Doctor Strange, and then it's Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Then it's Spider-Man Homecoming.
Yes.
Then it's Thor Ragnarok, which is the third Thor.
Amazing Hulk's in that one, guys.
Yeah. There's Black Panther as well.
That's gonna be
and
good.
Then there's the first Avengers Infinity War. That they're just calling it Infinity War.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a one part and something else. We're chirping because who knows what's gonna come up until that point, guys.
Yeah. So then there's Ant-Man and the Wasp, the Untitled Avengers movie, and Captain Marvel. That's it. We're really not going to go into the other movies because they didn't come out yet.
We don't know where to speculate exactly.
So that's basically the rundown on the Marvel Cinematic Universe. At some point, we will do a DCEU video.
When it grows, right?
When it grows. Maybe later when the Suicide Squad comes out on Blu-ray.
In December.
Other than that, we're pretty much good.
Good? Yeah. Satisfied with this Marvel show?
Yeah.
Okay, guys.
All right. See you next week.
Take care, guys.
Bye.
Be good.